I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. This is a war news update. I'm going to get right to it. This is what Donald Trump tweeted at around 6 in the morning. It says, Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever hit before. They better not do that, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, that was at 6 in the morning. All right. Since then, there's been a lot of U.S. deaths. Iran says around 500 and something U.S. deaths. Okay. America is admitting on like 5, 6, and then injuries. All right. So we're going to see what that manifests to, because obviously if U.S. soldiers died like that, their families going to be talking. Everybody going to be talking. Okay. So we going to know who lying about that. All right. But imagine what he said. And I'm going to leave you at the end of this quick news update with some more videos to see what they are saying. Okay, Iran, the guards, they're not playing, man. They bombing every U.S. military base, okay, in different countries. All right. You have Donald Trump, they say, is asking for a ceasefire. Okay, but they rejected it because remember, during that 12-day war, America and the fake Jews, they wanted a ceasefire because why? Because the defense was pretty much blown out from all the drones that Iran was sending. And then Iran sent the next wave of serious missiles on them. Okay. And those missiles were getting through. All right. That's a flashback if you go back to the 12-day war. Okay. And then they asked for a ceasefire. And Iran honored that ceasefire and gave it to them. Okay. And now, supposedly, Trump, you know, he was expecting once he killed the supreme leader, he was expecting them to bow down and to pretty much lay down their arms and surrender. Well, they're not doing that. So now they got to fight for real. So this is getting very, very, very serious. Now we're dealing with a lot of ego. Okay. Is Iran going to show Trump up? What is Trump going to do? It's getting very, very dangerous. At any second, it can get to a super, super beyond serious level. And it's already serious right now. Okay, so stay tuned. I let some clips I put together. And by the way, when I put clips together, I'm not just grabbing clips. Okay, that comes from hours of research and knowing the facts and going through here, going through there. Okay, to condense it. What we need to know, what Jake needs to know to pay attention to watch this prophecy that's going on. Okay, but watch these clips and you'll see what Iran has to say and you'll see how serious this thing is getting. All right, Iran is telling them that we sent our lowest bombs. Now we about to send our real bombs. Doing the same tactic they did during the 12-day war. So this is real. This is real. So check these videos out. Shalom.
But the reality is when they are firing that many missiles at one time, and again, this is the largest missile barrage we've seen toward the center of Israel since the U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran occurred early this morning, it can be very challenging to shoot them down. And again, we're going to check with first responders right now to get an understanding of what was hit, if anything, during that last barrage. And we'll try to bring you that information as soon as we get it. You can see here the site of a direct impact in Tel Aviv. First responders are currently digging through the debris of the building behind me. They just pulled 2 civilians out. There were a number of injuries at this location, but the ongoing ballistic missile fire is making it incredibly difficult for these first responders to look for survivors, because every time the siren goes off, they have to rush into a nearby shelter and get underground.
The mockery of the American air defense system was picked up on the show hosted by Trump's ally, Steve Bannon.
I have gotten confirmation that the radar that was supposedly hit this morning, our radar in Bahrain, $300 million piece of equipment, ANTPS 59, is destroyed. There are likely more damage to other radar systems now The key thing here to remember, Steve, it is very obvious now that the Iranian strategy is to first degrade American, Arab, and Israeli abilities to detect incoming missiles. I just got word from somebody on the ground in the Middle East. Their belief is that Iran is attempting to degrade all of our air defenses in the region, believing that they will be depleted soon, and then they are preparing to launch a massive swarm attack with our depleted air defenses not being able to defend against them. Again, we don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but I do think that seems to be the plan right now. The U.S. air defenses, as I said earlier, though, have held up relatively so far, but it does seem like these are all shaping operations, Steve. I don't think the big one has even started yet, and there's rumors now that the British might be coming in to backfill some of these air defense systems. So we'll see what happens with that.
We've got a clip of Starboard.
Haifa's also, by the way, Haifa may have been hit as well in the last hour. That is still waiting to be confirmed, but there is some compelling video that's been released in the last 30 minutes that indicates perhaps an Iranian long-range missile did in fact get through.
Explain to the audience, when you say shaping, these are all shaping evolutions. What is shaping? What does a shaping evolution in the early stages of combat operations mean?
Yeah, it's just like the name suggests. Basically, before the big battle or the big war initiates, you want to go in and kind of mold the environment through directed attacks and sort of covert maneuvers so that your main forces, when they arrive, have as much maneuvering room and favorable environment, a permissive environment as possible. We're doing it. The Israelis are doing it to Iran. It looks like the Iranians are trying to do it to us with these missile strikes on radar systems and whatnot. So that's what's going on right now, but if you look at the size of this thing, to me it doesn't seem yet large enough to accomplish that which President Trump is claiming he wants to accomplish. So that's why I say it's shaping operations.
As I speak, Iran has once again hit 27 American bases across West Asia.
Fouad Izadi, he's a professor at the University of Tehran's Faculty of World Studies. Fouad, good to have you with us. So Iran is vowing its heaviest response yet following the death of the supreme leader. How worrying is that threat, and what's likely to happen militarily, do you think?
All hell will break loose. You're not supposed to assassinate other countries' leaders. We have lost over 200 civilians already. About 100 little schoolgirls, the Americans and Israelis, hit a school in southern part of Iran. We are dealing with the Epstein class. They rape American little girls and they bomb Iranian little girls. This is going to unify the country. I suggest you switch channels to Iranian television. We have already hundreds and thousands of people coming to the streets, basically denouncing this very illegal act of the United States and Israel. There is this concept of use it or lose it. Iran is going to use its military capacity. Iran is going to target American soldiers. At least a few hundred American soldiers need to die. Otherwise, the U.S. would want to kill the next Iranian leader. So the Iranian government has decided to inflict enough pain to make sure that this type of aggression against the country is stopped.
ترامپ بداند ما برای اینکه سالها با شما بجنگیم از پیشرفته ترین امکانات امروز برخورداریم. اول جنگ هرچی ته انبار داریم میزنیم. اما در ادامه قوی ترین موشک هامون رو خواهیم زد. اون چیزی رو که تا الان رو نکردیم و به قول ما بچه ایرانی ها تو آب نمک خوابوندیم اونها رو هم این روزا رو خواهیم کرد.